Hey everyone, it's John here from RPO Bay Hockey, back with another video, and this video is going to be making the case for why the St. Louis Blues will win the 2020 Stanley Cup. So I've made this video for other teams. For the Blues, I think a lot of people are forgetting about the Blues or just moving past the Blues, and honestly, that might be me as well. And I think if you're looking at the 2019 Stanley Cup champs, it's hard to do it again. And the Pittsburgh Penguins, they did do it in 2016 and 2017. They went back-to-back. Can the Blues do it? I think if you look at this roster, it's easy to make a case for why they can. And the offense for me is just so easy. You're talking about having Tarasenko back, with Braden Shen, with Jaden Schwartz. You have that secondary scoring, and you have that complete centerman in Ryan O'Reilly. You have David Perron, who just went off. You have Zach Sanford, who's playing amazing. And then the third line for me is actually very comparable to what you saw last year. While Patty Maroon's gone, Sammy Blais, who has somewhat of a bigger structure and can play that style when he wants to, is with the two other guys that were there, Bozak and Robert Thomas. And then you have a great fourth line. I think having Barbashev there, having Steen in that experience, and having Sundqvist, and then you have guys that can jump into that offense. You have so many options. And then that goes right to the defense. I think bringing in Scandella was a huge addition because of the unfortunate loss with Bouwmeester. You have Scandella, who can play, Parayko, Vince Dunn, Justin Falk, Pietrangelo, Gunnarsson. Like, when you talk about your worst defenseman being a guy like Scandella or Gunnarsson, like, you know you're doing well. And that's the Blues. They are doing well. And they have a guy like Bortuzzo that could jump in at any time. So, I don't think anyone should question this Blues defense. Obviously, after this year, there's so many contract questions. But as we stand right now going into these playoffs, the Blues are very set on their defense. Pietrangelo had a great year. Parayko, for me, is just as solid as they come. Falk, I feel like Falk could be great in these playoffs. Vince Dunn is so underrated, not talked about enough. And then Binnington, and you have Jake Allen to fall back on. I think Allen's been great in the role that he's been playing in, and Binnington's been great. Binnington was probably, for me, top 10 in Vezina, top 10 goalie this year. And I just think when you look at this team, it seems like there's nothing wrong. It seems like there's nothing wrong with this team. A team that finished at the top of the Central Division, and they didn't even have Tarasenko. Like, I feel like when it comes to stars and it comes to elite players, Tarasenko is overlooked so much. And now you're getting him back for an opportunity to win the Stanley Cup again. So if I had to make a case for this team, it's like you're talking about a power play that's going to be fully healthy. You're talking about a penalty kill that has your face-off guys that can play that kind of style. You have Bozak, the right shot centerman. You have those responsibilities. You have Ryan O'Reilly, who's up for the Selke. And you just have guys that play that complete game, the game that you want. And the fact that guys like Perron had a great year. I mean, guys that don't get talked about enough. A guy that went to the Golden Knights through the expansion draft, and it's like, you just keep talking about these different players that keep stepping up for the Blues and the younger guys. I mean, you moved on from Fabry, who just wasn't getting that opportunity. So they just have guys that could just jump in at any time. And like I said, I think Binnington, regardless, I think he's going to play well, but you have Allen and Blues fans know this. While Allen wasn't their guy and he was struggling when he was the guy in St. Louis, he's actually played pretty good in that secondary role. When he jumps in, he usually plays pretty well. And I think with that tandem, with the defense, with the offense, I think the Blues could go for another run. It's really hard to predict these playoffs, and that's why I'm trying to make a case for multiple teams, and people are like, why are you saying this one team's going to win, and then you're saying this other team? These are the videos that I'm making for the case for each team. For teams that I believe can win. And for me, the Blues definitely can win if things align their way, if they can get momentum right off that first round, which is going to be hard because teams coming out of those play-in rounds are going to have a lot of momentum after a series win. But if the Blues can get past that and get into the second round, they're obviously a team I'm going to watch and that everyone should be scared to play against. So honestly, when we talk about Colorado, we talk about Dallas in the Central Division, they still have their question marks. And for me, if Binnington plays to the level we know he can, and what we saw last year and this year during the season, on top of their just complete defense, in my opinion, and such depth on that forward group, and now you're getting Tarasenko back to complete that top-end heavy talent, the Blues really don't have question marks on the surface. It's just going to come down to what happens on the ice. So let me know what you think. Please subscribe if you're new, smash that like button, and leave a comment. Who do you think is going to win the Cup? What do you think about the Blues? Hope to see you more on this channel. I'll be streaming every day. This was John from RPO Bay Adelaide. Have a good one. Peace out.